Well, we've got Iran's foreign minister saying Kuwait is trying to sow discord, and that's after the Ministry of Interior announced on Tuesday that it arrested 4 men it accuses of being members of Iran's Revolutionary Guard. The ministry says the operation took place on the 1st of May and that officers made arrests on a fishing boat specially chartered to carry out hostile actions against Kuwait. Abbas Araghchi has reacted on social media, saying in a clear attempt to sow discord, Kuwait has unlawfully attacked an Iranian boat and detained 4 of our citizens in the Persian Gulf. This illegal act took place near an island used by the United States to attack Iran. We demand immediate release of our nationals and reserve the right to respond. Joining us now in the studio is Dania Thafer. She is the executive director of the Gulf International Forum, a Washington, D.C. based think tank. What are you making of this?
Thank you. Well, it's just interesting that Iran uses the term sow discord after it has been attacking Kuwait for a couple of months, and Iranian-backed militias from Iraq have been continuously attacking Kuwait, and Kuwait has been finding Iranian sleeper cells throughout the country, and it's a little bit odd during this wartime situation that Iranian IRGC members are approaching a strategic island near Kuwait, and there was actually an injured security force member from the Kuwaiti side, so it didn't seem like it was just some sort of innocent fisherman that accidentally flowed in the wrong part of the waterways.
Yeah, I mean, does it also perhaps signal that we've got a bit more resolve from GCC countries here as well, and, to protect their own territorial integrity?
Of course, the Gulf states are on high security alert because, there's an ongoing war happening, although it's a low-intensity one. And also, let's not forget that Kuwait was one of the countries that was mostly affected by the blockade in the Hormuz. Not one barrel of oil has went out of Kuwait for a country that's highly dependent on its revenues from oil. And Kuwait has also suffered a high degree of attacks, comparatively speaking. It's not an Abraham Accords member. It's actually the Gulf state that had the most distant relations with Israel, no relations with Israel whatsoever, but it was one of the most struck Gulf states by Iran. So Kuwait has a lot to think about, strategically speaking, about how to posture itself and defend itself.
Well, it got hit hard, but the one who got hit the hardest is Abraham Accords member UAE. Now, we've had reports that the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, visited the UAE during the height of this conflict. That would also explain why they perhaps got bombed more than anybody else.
Well, that is actually interesting news, and it's not the first time that Netanyahu visited the Gulf. In fact, he visited Oman in 2018. But yes, this is a very interesting place. And I think that also the fact that Iran attacked the UAE to that degree also creates an incentive structure to make the UAE think that Iran's attacks on it is existential. And I think this is actually falling right into the Israeli playbook, because that's what the Israelis wanted. And I think that was a miscalculation on the Iranian side that's trying to expel the U.S. right now. And now another enemy state is inside the Gulf region. So it now has a double issue to deal with.
Oh, they've got another one as well, with the Iranians also widening the scope of what it is now the Strait of Hormuz by about 200 miles or something.
Yes, that is what the Iranians do. I mean, first, what was the argument that they made? They said that in this international waterway that during wartime they have a right to look at what ships are going in and out of the Strait of Hormuz. And that's supposed to be within 12 miles, to quote them exactly. But now, every little while, they keep expanding the map. At first, it was at Fujairah, and now I'm not even sure where the map is going. But it just seems like they don't have a legal argument for their hijacking of international waterways.
But Dania, I mean, the overall and arching question has to be, how does the GCC now look at their relationship with the United States? And they must be thinking about a serious amount of recalibration after being hit so hard by Iran.
look, there's no doubt that the GCC states are frustrated with the U.S., especially that their security concerns were secondary to Israel's security concerns in the region. So hands down, there's a concern about that. But I think the Gulf states are, to a certain degree, willing to stomach this unfortunate situation because they don't want to capitulate to Iran that has been attacking them. And so they're in a really difficult situation here. Also, I will have to say that I think they will remain close allies with the U.S. because the most important component of their defense posture was their high interception rate with U.S. technology, but it was bought and purchased as well, to be fair. I think they're going to continue with the U.S., but they're going to also diversify in terms of their defense procurement, globally speaking, with Western aligned countries. And you've seen that moving towards defense procurement with Europe, with South Korea, the Australians coming here and helping the UAE, for example, the French, the UK, for example, coming. So this is the trend that it's looking like the Gulf states are moving towards. But also, they're still in the state of war. So I'm sure there's more calculations later on.
Dania, thank you so much. Dania Thafer there from the Gulf International Forum.